defense picked up a huge one this past Friday night at Corinth, the first road game of the season, and now we're back on the road again, this time at Columbus. And Coach, huge win for you Friday night. Great second half. Kind of had to find your way the first half, and there were so many big plays, a scoop and score, and then the bomb to start the second half. Just talk about how that game went from the first quarter to how it ended momentum-wise.
You can tell the two halves. It's hard to win when you turn the ball over the first half. We had 4 turnovers, 4 or 5.
After having 0 in your first 2 games.
After having 0 the first 2 games. It's the first time we'd kind of saw any adversity where the guy had to be in a tight ball game. We needed that. Take it as a blessing. Obviously didn't play our best game, had several guys out not playing too, but no excuse whatsoever. Tell the two halves, come out second half, halftime, take a deep breath, let's go play. You're a great football team, so just go play. And that's what they did second half. They had fun. And, it was like I said in the newspaper today, it was after that first play, I knew it was going to be Katie bar the door. Right. I knew it was going to be. And Corinth had some players, man. Number 14 for them was probably the best football player on the field for both teams.
He's going to be playing on Saturdays.
He's going to be playing on Saturdays, potentially. He keeps progressing, could be playing on Sundays. They had some good play. I was very impressed with what they did defensively, scheme-wise. They did what they played great, and they couldn't have played a better game. I thought they did a fantastic job. Kudos to their staff and their players, and but our guys responded and did what they were supposed to do the second half to not make it a game.
You were talking about number 14. Was it Chris Rogers?
That's it.
He's right now is a Southern Miss commit. That's going to change, or he's going to have far many more offers coming up. But I remember on the broadcast, I made the comment. I said, "This is the type of defensive player Ty Harden would just love right here because he's everywhere."
He was everywhere. And when he made a play, you knew he made a play.
He made some big impactful plays.
He made some pops. I think last year as a junior, he played both ways.
Right. And played a little bit of offense the other night.
Well, he played a little bit, but he played both ways the whole game last year, and he was gassed. You couldn't see his potential.
Right.
Well, played him on defense, let him fly around, knock some folks around. He was fun to watch, and our guys like playing against guys like that, So, and he's actually kin to some of his family with some of them. Jameer and Scott, number 10, I think they're first cousins, and so there's a close relationship with a lot of those guys on that team with some of our guys, and that's always neat.
Well, he had a great game, but our defense had a pretty good game too. Again, we gave up our first points of the year, but on a big conversion that they had for the touchdown. But other than that, our defense was pretty solid the entire game.
They did. Technically, they did give up 1 touchdown. It's hard to say they gave up 3 points because it was a muff punt. We muffed the punt right there. Didn't play good, and that phase of special teams right there. I thought their punt team did a great job. We've been good at getting to the punter and blocking some punts and making him punt the ball bad.
And Chris Ivey was millimeters away 3 times.
He was.
Another block.
And that's also, he's a sophomore right there. As a junior or senior, maybe next year or the next year he's making that block, And it's giving up those 3 points for halftime. It gave them some momentum a little bit because, we just didn't play well. Defense was on the field a lot because of turnovers. And second half, the only reason they scored that drive, we had 60 yards of penalties on that drive. Right. I think we had close to over 100 yards of penalty on defense the second half. Some of it was too aggressive stuff, some things that you can live with, but things that you don't want to live with, you want to learn from early on in the season. You don't want them to haunt you in a big game. But penalties really hurt us defensively. We played sloppy there because we were a little tired, but we needed to be tired. We needed to get in game shape 4 quarters, and so we got some positive out of it.
Let's be honest, though. Corinth's going to win a lot of football games this year.
I feel good about them. I feel good about what they're going to do on defense. I think they're going to have to get better on offense going forward. They're definitely better than they were last year. I can say that. I think their coaching staff did a lot better job. They got a big game this week against Houston. Ready to see what that score kind of looks like. But yeah, they're going to be good. They're going to definitely be a totally different team than they were last year.
The quarterback got hurt. Hopefully for them, it's not going to be bad.
He was a good player. I mean, you saw him. He avoided several sacks. He should have been put on the ground several times. And some of that's us not doing a good job tackling and taking good angles. But some of it's on him. You know, being a veteran quarterback and avoiding the rush. And I was impressed with him making chicken salad, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. You talked about the offense. They did get off to the slow start, but Coach, once the second half, it was like a whole new team. They found their rhythm, and it was the third play of the game. We have the big pass reception for a touchdown, and really from that point, it was game set back. It was. I knew if you can get us started and get that momentum and that train going, we're good. You know, I told the O-line was having trouble first half, getting 5 bodies on 5 bodies. And Coach Ward was simple with them and told them, like, guys, calm down. You know, I'm in their tail early on, but like I told them before halftime, I said, guys, you're one of the best O-line. You either are the best O-line or one of the best O-line in the state. Just play like it. And it kind of settled in, like, yeah, you're right, Coach. Well, we're not playing like it. And I told them, we had the 4 fumbles. I said, I don't care if we've got a watermelon with Vaseline on it out there. We ain't turning the ball over. Right. I don't care. We're not making excuses. I don't care what the balls are like, who's doing what. No more turnovers second half. That's crap. That's us. That's excuses. That's being average. And they fixed it. Coach Ward came up to me right before the second half started, and he said, if we can get our center to quarterback exchange, quit the low snaps. He said it's messing up our timing on RPO or run pass option. And that did cut down. And I didn't think about that when he said that, but yeah, that half a second or second really does. So he's getting it low and he's looking down right here, and instead of being right here and his eyes up, and he can use his peripherals. I mean, it's night and day. If a snap's right here, especially with an RPO team, it's tough. You're making a guy that's a cerebral guy that uses his brain and uses his eyes and sees the defense. If he can't see that, you're taking a phase away from your game. It's basically like, you basically taking a kid that's a veteran quarterback, a good quarterback, and making him a sophomore. It's all about timing. It's about timing, man. And if we're on time, we're good. The snaps got better second half. We calmed down right there. We made some adjustments this week. This week, offenses look great at practice. I've been very impressed. The 2 days that I've seen, they've been very crisp, fast, and confident. Right. So big game, Columbus coming up, and coaches, this is the last game before division play starts. So is that right? That's right. Last tune-up. So this is our second road game and 3, then we go to Grenada. What is the message this week? Well, you better not look at their record, number one. They're 0-3, but we easily could be 0-3 with the teams that they've played. They've lost to Louisville, Starkville, and South Haven. And South Haven's the best team out of that other division. And one of the most improved teams in the state. One of the most improved teams. You know what Louisville is. They're probably going to be the 4A contender this year, and you know what Starkville is. And so you better not look at their record, and you better cut on the film and look at the bodies and stuff that they've got out there. They're big teams. Whew, are they big, man. Their O-line's huge. They'll lean on you. Quarterback's about 6'3", 250, 260. I mean, he's bigger than our D lineman. Right. And he's going to run QB power, QB power, QB power. They're great. They're sound on defense. Coach Pulpus, Josh Pulpus, their head coach, he's a great defensive mind. He's always got his guys lined up. I don't know if you remember last year, it was a dogfight. They got after us. And I told our guys, I said, we're going to see a different speed this week that we hadn't seen the last 3 weeks. You're going to see 6A speed. You're going to see some 6A speed. You're going to see, they're better. Potentially, I don't know. I can't, until I would see them head to head with other teams. And I think they're obviously better in Corinth and Saltilla. I don't know about Lafayette, but they might be. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to gauge right there. Talent-wise, they match us up easily. Right.
they got guys that can run. They can run on defense. They're big on offense. They're going to lean on you. And that's what I told me. I said, guys, if you let them lean on us and just pound, it's going to be a ball game and it's going to be a dogfight.
Basically, it's a division game.
It's a division game.
They used to be in the division.
Exactly.
It's a 6A school.
We're going to go play on grass for the first time this season. What's that going to look like? You know,
How do you prepare different for that? Do you practice on grass this week
No,
at all?
I didn't.
Or you still keep
We
your
did.
same
We
routine?
kept our same routine. We've been on grass plenty of other different times. You know, if it's going to be a situation where I know fields are going to be wet and stuff like that, we might get out there on the grass to change it up. But like last year when we played Saltilla on grass and we practiced on grass that week, I feel like we looked like crap that week.
Right.
Well, I've done it before. We've practiced on our turf all week, then go play on grass, and it ain't been no different like we were playing on turf. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter where you practice. Now, yes, kids actually like the change up of playing on grass sometimes. They do. I mean, it's softer.
Right.
You know, and you kind of feel better when you hit the ground and things like that. So
It's so rare. I mean,
it's rare.
especially in 6A.
6A, we'll have 2 grass games, 3. This one, Grenada and Murrah. And so, you know, it's good that we're doing this and we turn around and go on Grenada next week and play on grass.
Right.
So our philosophy doesn't change up a little bit. It's just like, hey guys, you know, the service is going to be different. You know, get your mind prepared there. And y'all, people that might watch this video later on this week might be like, hey, that guy's an idiot. Why did he not do that? So.
Hey, you're 3-0. We won't call you an idiot until you lose a game. How about that? That's fair, right? When you look at these first 3 games, where have you seen the biggest improvement at on offense, defense, and special teams? Let's hit all 3 of those.
That's a good question, Greg. I think I've seen better development out of our younger guys. You know, some guys that I feel like can contribute later on. I think the biggest thing that we can take away is we have not played a game this season where our 11 best on offense and 11 best on defense started and played.
Right.
There's been either injury, suspension, something. Last week we had 7 guys out.
Right.
And week before we had 5. First week we had 3 or 4. So we hadn't had all our horses in the barn, you know? Right. We hadn't had all of it. And so I've gotten to see our coaches plug in place, you know? I've gotten to see players plug in place. I've happened to see this left guard play center, or this left tackle play guard, or this running back play receiver, or this inside backer play outside linebacker, or this DN play nose guard, and this young guy have to step in here. And so that's the biggest thing that I've seen is we've been able to, I think we've got a lot of talent, and I think our 1.5 guys are really good. I don't think we're the deepest as some of the 6A teams, but I feel like we've kind of created somewhat of depth. We've gotten young guys to get some reps. We'll see some young guys this Friday because of injury. And like I've been impressed. We played JV this week, and we look really, really good. I mean, I tell our guys when we play JV, guys, this is kind of your audition for Friday nights. If you can't show out in JV, you can't make a play on Friday nights.
Right.
And so I've seen some guys that have practiced great, look good in JV games, and look good when they got into varsity games. So, you know, that's the biggest thing is we've seen guys plug in place and be different, and we've been able to expand our offense. And just, you know, we want to keep trying to get those shutouts and be a championship defense.
When you look at your team, are there any players that you really have seen progress to the point, okay, you surprised me a little bit. You're making plays, or you're doing the things that's necessary to get you more playing time?
I've been impressed. I mean, I was like, our young guys, you know, I already knew what our older guys were.
Right.
You know,
right.
I can sit here all day. You've heard me talk about this senior class nonstop. And I will point out some other guys. A young guy, Tyreek Darden, you know, he's a sophomore. Nobody knew who he was going to be coming in. He's a kid that's a special player. I think he's made our other receivers better. I mean, he's made a guy like KD better. KD don't have to go down the field and make every play in certain areas. You know, the complement of our backs have been great with those two guys. Been impressed with a guy like Mason Waddle that can step in as a young guy and play guard or center. Defensively, you know, seeing a kid like Jamarian Scott go from outside linebacker to D-line.
I love watching him play.
And he played his tail off. He had 11 tackles, 2 sacks, 5 tackles for loss the other night.
You'll take that every game.
You know, seeing that, Clifton Watkins has been great. I mean, I knew he was a great player. Shamar Darden, that's the thing is, I knew Shamar was going to play like he can. He's all over the field. He can fly around. But man, just so many guys. It's hard to see that I can say surprised me. I knew what a lot of these guys could do. And I saw the potential in them. And I feel like we still got a lot of room to grow. And there's some of these guys, you know, Jake Milstead, he's caught 2 touchdowns in 3 games.
Right.
Didn't catch a touchdown before this season.
Did he have a pass reception?
He had a pass. Yeah, right. And he caught a ball. He caught 2 or 3 Friday night. And so you know, I'm seeing guys in a lot of different areas just kind of gradually grow. And you know, might surprise people on the camera and you, but it doesn't surprise me.
You see them every day in practice.
I see them every day in practice.
You know what it's like, but then to see it, I mean, you got some guys that when the lights come on, they shine. Some guys, they get a little,
Exactly.
What's going to happen?
Right.
So Friday nights are huge for that purpose, but you've seen it in practice and it's carried over into the game.
Correct.
It's credit to you and your staff too. I mean, you've got a pretty good coaching staff.
I really do. I really do. They take ownership of their actions. They coach our guys really hard, and they're very transparent. You know, I feel like we have a really good practice plan with the way we do. We utilize our time well. I think we work smarter, not harder. And that was one thing I had to gauge what toughness was.
Right.
I come in to this program as a Houston boy, like we're gonna be this, we're gonna be this tough, we're gonna do this, we're gonna beat the crap out of them every day. We're gonna do that. Well, in year 3, I've had to step back because our guys, they don't have to have that because they know how to practice.
Right.
They know how to get at each other. They know how to do this, and so our coaches have, our coaches have done a good job. Like, hey, you thought about this, you thought about that, the way we practice sometimes, the way we practice against tempo. This week, we changed up our practice. And instead of going inside and pass skill, we're going to work this block, we're going to work 3rd downs. This play, we're going to work 1st downs. Yesterday, we did red zone for 9 plays, and then we worked 9 plays of the ball being on the 1-yard line and our team having to go 99 yards and defend that. So we've been working scenario. We've had to do that.
You had a 99-yard drive.
So we want to put our kids in a bunch of different scenarios in practice, and like this week, Columbus runs our defense, so we've gone good on good for 90% of the practice.
Right.
So
you talked about their defense. What about their offense? What is Columbus offense?
Like big offensive line,
Big last year too, goodness.
big offensive line, big quarterback. I told you, he's 6'3", 240, 250, 260 somewhere. He's huge. And he's just he's a D lineman playing quarterback, and he's just going to run power right down your throat. And, it just scared me. This is the first time we've seen a team that's going to do this.
Right.
The last 3 teams we played has been spread. We can defend the spread all day. We can't. I'll put us against anybody defending the spread. Now, what are we going to do when it comes to a boxing match? And that's what I told our guys. I said, guys, we hadn't seen this. You can get your oil checked a little bit this Friday when somebody starts teeing you on the mouth. Can you take it for 5 drives?
Right.
Can you, we look good this drive and this drive, but when they pop one and get some momentum, are we going to be woe is me and take the path of least resistance, or are we going to bow our neck and make a play?
Right.
So that's what we get to see this Friday.
Awesome. All right, Friday night at Columbus, 7:30. We've got 3 more of those 7:30 kickoffs. Then Grenada at 7:30, and then we got to talk about the Oxford game. That is the community tailgate. Like I told you last week, we've had so many businesses reach out to me, several new businesses in Tupelo. They're excited, and it's always a great crowd. It's always going to be a lot of fun. So that is coming up 2 weeks from Friday night, last September game of the year, last 7:30 kickoff. Does that 7:30 throw kind of a wrench in things
That
for you a little
does
bit?
it, does it, does it, yes.
That's 30 more minutes. You've got to entertain your players to keep them.
Yeah, entertain myself too, you know. I'll be glad when October's here.
Me too. We could have. Hey, Friday night that felt like high school football.
We pulled into the field house at 12 o'clock Friday night. So.
There you go. Coach, good luck this week.
Thank you.
Again, 7:30 kickoff at Columbus, and we look to go 4-0. For Coach Ty Harden, I'm Greg Ellis. This is Gridiron Takes.